All right, guys, here we are in Group 6 with a rematch of an earlier match, I should say. MHG taking on KSD. One of these teams will advance to day 3. One of these teams, their tournament will draw to a close. From the north, we have MHG bringing Cristoforo Colombo, Kremlin, Double Moskva, Nevsky, and 4 destroyers, Double Gearing, Daring, and Adelny, like someone was thinking.
Yeah, but that was KSD asking the question, so maybe they were predicting or expecting. But look, Prodigy Sean's in Adelny as well.
Indeed,
so
they brought their own.
We've got Schlieffen, Kremlin, Moskva, another Moskva over on the KSD side, plus Delny, Grozovoy, prior to the 12-kilometer torpedo buff, by the way, Harugumo, and a Daring to round out the destroyer. So both teams choosing 4 destroyers.
Indeed, both teams taking a Kremlin, knowing that Goliath is on the ban list, but then opting to mix and match things with a different battleship. Now, does the Cristoforo Colombo choice surprise you at all, Zaf?
So we saw it once before, and it was played extremely effectively. That being said, it kind of does, because, in my opinion, the Colombo is a ship that is relatively difficult to pull off. You basically need to be in the right position at the exact right moment. The dispersion trolls the player just as much as it trolls the enemy, and I feel like the smoke consumable is what really makes or breaks the Colombo. If the player is able, if Tornado is able to properly use.
I hate to interrupt, but check out the central entrance to the ACAP, Zaf.
We caught it. We were looking right there. We got hot Delny on Delny action.
I'm waiting for the Cristoforo salvo to come in. Prodigy Sean taking an absolutely horrific amount of damage. Most of that Cristoforo salvo went into Sight's Grozovoy.
The
Kremlin
nice thing about
salvo,
those two together.
Yep, the Kremlin salvo not really landing. A little bit of overpin damage on Sight. They managed to sneak both destroyers in with both heels churning. The gambit works here. KSD sneaks into the ACAP.
That was a very interesting early play.
Well, we've seen teams do it, but typically they do it with a French destroyer, and they go for the other side, right? They go for the entrance along the 3 line rather than the entrance from the center of the board, because as we saw, there's a lot of risk taking that entrance in the middle.
But when you
KSD makes it work.
When you take ships that have heals, that kind of takes away a little bit of the risk.
KSD makes it work as they also shove Rabbi's Daring into the sea cap. He's under radar from Tangerine's Moskva to the north, but it's not going to be enough to prevent the cap. He will bag it right there.
Now, look at Tornado Messiah's Colombo right there. See, that's positioning I personally disagree with.
That is a little surprising to me. I liked it better when his guns were looking mid. Now I'm not sure what he's up to.
Exactly. So we'll have to see how he plays it out. But I mean, to me, that's Montana. Not so much Colombo. Now look at the Harugumo at A.
Oh my goodness, what's spotting him? They must have the Moskva radar. Citadel Mimor's got his Moskva radar up, and that has got Memes that's Delny lit. His heal is coming off of cooldown shortly, but for the moment, he is lit with no way to heal it back.
Well, but take a look at Daniel Love's just kind of sailing through the smoke, saying, I can do whatever I want.
Yep. Secondaries won't reveal him in there, although he is lit. They can't spot him.
He just fired his guns.
He fired his main battery. There you go.
He fired his main battery at Curious Shadows Nevsky.
His hydro's ticking, so he can see these torpedoes coming in. He should be able to dodge them handily.
Oh, he'll have no problem.
4 minutes gone. 2 quick early caps for KSD. Puts them in the driver's seat. 120 points up and growing, as MHG is not trading as well as you would hope for a team that doesn't have board position at the moment.
Well, that's right. As a matter of fact, their Moskva Tangerines, you were talking about him earlier. Look at how low he is right now. He's at 17k health. He's starting to heal.
Yeah. I think he got smacked by Daring single-line, conga line torpedoes there, Zaf.
Well, we're seeing a couple of them that obviously didn't hit him, so that's a possibility. Meanwhile, let's go back over to A, because, wow. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, so I was going back to A as well. Prodigy and Sight's destroyers in the A cap now, having recovered a significant chunk of their HP. They're just kind of they're just kind of sitting in there, and Sean at least shelling things with his guns. But I figure sooner or later, one of these guys is going to vacate this cap and try to be useful elsewhere. Of course, if you look into the middle of the board, the Daring now, who is this? That's Cobra. Probably going to try and at least pick up a cap for MHG and try to stop the bleeding. That's going to prompt Jetwaters' Moskva radar to push him off the cap.
Yep. Oof. Decent hit there.
Big hit from the HE. Colombo salvo coming in on Jet. Solid hit with the SAP.
Yeah. Yep. From pretty far range, too, by the way. Colombo has this plane up.
That is one of the things about Colombo, right? She does not have good range. It's like, what, like 19 kilometers or something, or 20? It's not great.
Yep. Cobra now getting shot at by Sates Grozovoy as well, and Prodigy Sean. Delny.
Prodigy in sight using the gaps on these little islands, these little ring islands, to dump shells out of there wherever they can.
Yep. Jetwaters got another big hit on Cobra.
I see that. C-Cap now flipping. Hawkness into the top end, but not before almost a 300-point lead has built up for KSD. MHG very much on the back foot here. Down on health, down on points.
That's right.
Cristoforo takes a pot shot at Looped Feet's Moskva, but doesn't get anything out of it. His dispersion works against him there. Go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to organize a push around the Kremlin. MHG is over on the one line. If they can get Citadel Moors Moskva out of the battle, they might be able to pull it off. But Danny Loves is right over there at the Schlieffen, though, to close that door.
They need that kill. They've got him on double fires. I think they're going to get it. He's healing now. But his DCP is just about to come back up. He's going to be able to put out the fires. He does.
He's dark, too. He's fine.
He's heal ticking. Now he's finally dark, but Citadel Moor basically needs to not be spotted again for a very long time.
Yep. Torpedoes coming in on Danny Loves and the Haragumo.
And Schlieffen can see them now. His Hydro goes up too late to stop. He's going to take 3 of these. Big, solid hits. Popping the heel, letting his secondaries go to work on the Kremlin.
Yeah, so the Kremlin just got whacked. He, for some odd reason, changed directions, and now he's going kite away instead of push.
Danny's got more torpedoes coming in. I don't know if he's going to be able to dodge. I think he's going to be able to still take one of these amidships. Very aggressive Schlieffen play here from KSD, but so far, they do bag the Kremlin. That's a big kill. They needed that, but I think they're going to lose Danny at some point. He just doesn't have enough health to sustain under this fire.
Yep. But the nice thing, too, is you can see the Gearing Zulu the Scrub. Unfortunately, he popped his smoke just as his teammate died. So that's a wasted smoke. And there goes Danny Loves.
MHG Bags gets a kill back, balancing things off at 1 kill apiece, but the damage is done. Team Strain Battleship over on the 1 line as the Colombo takes a good-sized hit there from some torpedoes.
Yeah, we haven't been looking too much over at the seaside because not too much to comment about. Tornado Messiah looked like he was going south, and then he turned around as well. Not quite sure why.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I still feel like at some point these destroyers are going to have to come out of the A-cap. They haven't yet. They seem content to sit in there and do what they've been doing. 3 of the 4 MHG destroyers all hanging around the 1, 2, and 3 lines over here, and they still haven't managed to get into the cap.
I'm very, very curious about this. I mean, Tornado Messiah even used a smoke, and I don't think it's necessary.
I think he was just trying to back off there, wanted to make sure he didn't get broadsided by the Moskva or that SFS's Kremlin didn't get a pot shot. It's all I can think of, just to make sure he got some hard cover between him and that Kremlin. It's still nearly a 300-point lead as we approach the halfway mark of the game. Excuse me, KSD in the lead, and definitely up on health as well.
Look at Medic's Kremlin.
Yeah, they're gonna shove him right into C, I think, and I don't think there's really anything that they can do about it.
Oh, Tornado Messiah just fired at him too while broadside. Can Medic swing the guns around quickly enough?
He's bringing the guns in. There comes the shells.
Oh.
That's the trick about Columbo, right? She's not the most well-armored or well-protected battleship in the game, but he doesn't get much out of that salvo.
And now Hawkness's gearing is detected. How did he get detected? Just within detection range, it looks like?
Maybe. I think they spotted each other on the surface real briefly.
Yep. I'll tell you what. Daring right there, if he did not smoke, he would have kept Hawkness detected. There he goes. He's coming out of smoke now.
They can see Hawkness again because the gearing is on fire.
That's right.
You got to fire to stick, so Hawkness is lit, but no shells coming in just yet as now Agent puts his radar up to counter spot Rabbi's daring on the bottom end of C. He has no shells, no shot right now, though, because of the island.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hawkness does go dark, and we got some action going on in the Thunderdome. Argumo takes down the daring.
Moskva trying to push in, but a broadside from the Kremlin. The Moskva comes in and goes nowhere. Nuke's going to beach himself here. Prodigy beaches himself. There goes Nuke.
Yeah. From Lube Feet.
Citadel Mimor, look at his health. He was down to like 4,000. He's out of heals now, but he's back over 20K.
Yep, and that's what matters most.
2-ship lead as Rabbi caps C. Looking really bad for MHG here in Game 1. I just don't see a way back in for MHG, Zath. They haven't won enough of these fights. They haven't put down enough of these ships when they really needed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tornado's is in a duel with this Kremlin that he may yet be able to win just because the Kremlin will take so much full pen damage. But even if he does, it doesn't matter. The cap's already in their hands, right? They're 90 seconds from a win here.
Yeah, it's just going to take too long. Now, Tangerines is now the focus fire target.
Yeah, easily.
Jet Waters and the Moskva knows he can just hit W and not care.
Yep.
Because look at three MHG players on the one line.
Yep. Nothing to potentially threaten him there, as even Prodigy bringing his guns to bear. Tangerine's firing back at him, knowing that he might maybe steal that kill.
Oof.
Hasn't managed it yet. His last heal's about to pop for Prodigy.
Well, he's behind the island anyway. There's no way
the
Tangerines can hit him.
30 seconds to a KSD victory here in Game 1. I just don't see it. They're on all the caps. How do you get in?
Last minute push coming in from the A side.
They're trying to drive this Nevsky in, but he's going to die, and that's the game.
That will be the game.
KSD with a solid pole-to-pole victory here on Sleeping Giant. Picking up the early caps and never relinquishing the lead.
Yeah. They're like, mine.
Pretty much. Well, it's going to be do or die for MHG, as we get ready to head to North for game number